Preyed upon. Okay. Poem. One of these? What we have loved is with us ever. 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 So you are with me far into the past, the oaths of Egypt. Then I was a black hen, and you were a grain of wheat I insisted on before I agreed to be born. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good. I'll read you one more here. Chinese peaks for Donald Hall. I love the mountain peak, but I know also its rolling foothills, half invisible in mist and fog. The seafarer gets up long before dawn to read. His soul is a whale feeding on the holy word. The soul who loves the peak also inhales a deep breath rising from the mountain buried in mist. Well, I don't know. Shall I try another one? Here's one for William Stafford. I've loved him all my life. How many of you have read a poem of William Stafford? Yes! Yay! On the Oregon coast. The waves come, the large fourth wave, looming up, thinking, crashing down. All roll in so prominently, I become small. And write this in a cramped script, hard to read. Well, all this fury, prominent or not, is also hard to read. And the ducks don't help. Settling down in furry water, shaking themselves, and then forgetting within a minute. Remembering the fury, it's up to us, even though we feel small compared to the loose ocean, to keep sailing and not land. And figure what to say to our children. Remembering the fury, it's up to us, even though we feel small compared to the loose ocean, to keep sailing and not land. And figure out what to say to our children. I don't know what that means, but sounds like it's a good plan. Let me do one more. What? Stealing sugar from the castle. Stealing sugar from the castle. Climbing up on vision with my little boy. We started up. All the way he held my hand. Sometimes he falls back to bend over a banana slug and senses how lonely the slug is and comes running back. He never complained and we went straight up. How much I love being with him. How much I love to feel his small, leafy hand curled around my finger. He holds on and we are flying through a cloud. On top we hunker down beneath some bushes to get out of the wind while the girls go off to play. And he tells me the story of the little boy who wouldn't cut off his hair and give it to a witch, and so she changed him into a hollow log. And the boy and girl came along and he stepped in the log. And the log said, ow. Then he put their feet on it again and the log said, ow. Then they looked inside and saw the boy's jacket sticking out. A little boy was in there. Can't come out. I've been changed into a hollow log. That's the end, he said. And I remembered a bit more. The boy and the girl went to a wise man. He corrected me. It was a wise woman, Daddy. And said, how can we get him changed back into a little boy? She said, here's a pearl. If a crow asks you for it, give it to him. So they went along. Pretty soon the crow came and said, "Can I have the buttons on your shirt?" The boy said, "Yes." And the crow said, "Can I have this pearl in your shirt pocket?" "Yes." And the crow came up and stopped some more moss down the witch's chimney. And the chimney got full and the witch started to cough. And the crow dropped in some more moss. Then she had to open the door and run outside. And then the crow took an oyster, a big one, from the Johnson Oyster Company. And flew high in the air and dropped it right on his witch's head. That was the end of her. The boy was changed back again into a little boy. Well, the land on top is bare, sweeping, forbidding. So unlike a little boy's mind. I asked him what he liked best about the whole walk. He said it was Bethany, an age-old friend of Mary's, going pee-pee in her pants while hiding. Keeping our small boat afloat. It feels good sitting next to you. So many blessings have been given to us during the first distribution of light, and we are admired in 1,000 galaxies for our grief. So many blessings have been given to us. During the first distribution of light, we are admired in 1,000 galaxies for our grief. Don't expect us to appreciate creation or to avoid mistakes. Each of us is a latecomer to the earth, picking up wood for the fire. Every night another beam of light slips out from the oyster's closed eye. So don't give up hope that the door of mercy may still be open. Seth and Shem, tell me, are you still grieving over the spark of light that descended with no defender near into the Egypt of Mary's womb? That's too heavy. Seth and Shem, tell me, are you still grieving over the spark of light that descended with no defender near into the Egypt of Mary's womb? It's hard to grasp how much generosity is involved in letting us go on breathing when we contribute nothing valuable but our grief. Each of us deserves to be forgiven. Each of us deserves to be forgiven, if only for our persistence in keeping our small boat afloat when so many have gone down in a storm. That's true, isn't it? Yeah.